We're going to start kneeling today, and we'll start with a couple of movements just to get everything waking up and to get the bodies ready. It sounds like everyone needs a little wake up. And I didn't have the most intense class planned, but we'll work very deeply. So first of all, just come to a high kneeling position. You can face side on or you can face the front, but I want you to think of your kind of upright posture and what feels natural to you. So do you feel that your tendency is to kind of hinge back in the hips or to round back through the thoracic? And just see if you can kind of anchor down through the knees and the legs and try and find a little bit more length in the body. And then from there, we're actually going to swing the arms. So try and keep the pelvis pointing directly forward as you just find a rotation through the trunk, and you just allow the arms to swing with you. So the idea is that it feels like it's a nice free movement. You're using a little bit of dynamic there. Try and think of the breath. Try and get the breath just pumping fresh air through the body. The arms can kind of swing and wrap around you. Let the head and the neck move as well. And just let that thoracic spine get a little bit of lubrication, a little bit of free movement. For those of you who've been homeschooling, it may be your first free movement for the day. 2 more swings to each side, and then 1 last swing to each side. Now let the movement of the arms just become smaller. It's almost as though the arms are just slowly kind of quieting down. And then when the arms are in a still position, we're going to roll down from this position so the chin comes to the chest. Let the weight of the arms just gently pull you down. Keep the pelvis tilted forward. So try and keep the pelvis from untucking. Fingertips can lightly tip down onto the mat. We breathe in. And then on the exhale, stack the spine back up. Now you could put your hands in front of you if you felt like you needed a little bit of help or assistance, but you also don't necessarily have to touch down onto the floor. Every time that you move, breathe in, and then on the exhale, coming back up, bringing the head, neck, and the chest up. We'll do 1 more. Chin comes down to the chest. Slowly allow the spine to roll down. Breathe in at the bottom, and then on the exhale, feel that you're pouring the spine back into the pelvis. Good, good. Lift the arms in front, so arms reaching in line with the shoulders. In this position, find that posterior tilt. Press down with the shins. We hinge the spine back on our exhale. Inhale there, we're in our thigh stretch. Exhale, we come back up. Inhale, we release the pelvis and we just straighten the spine up. Find that posterior tilt. Hold on to that posterior tilt as you hinge back. Use the legs to carry the body. They open the front of the thighs. Inhale there. Exhale, we come back up and we untuck the pelvis. Find that lift through the head. Breathing in, feel that posterior tilt. Find that hinge back. Inhale when you're back there. Exhale, we bring the body back up. We untuck the pelvis, we float the head up. 1 last time, posterior tilt. Hold the posterior tilt. Find that hinge back. Inhale there. Exhale, we come back up. Untuck the pelvis, bring the arms down. So we go into an all fours position. And just do a few cat stretches there just to release the back. So really find that rounding in the lower back. The rest of the spine responds. And then as we uncurl, keep the abdominal connection, reach with the sternum and the crown of the head forward and press the floor away. And then again, exhale, feel that rounding through the lower back, the spine responds. And on the inhale, you can reach with the sternum forward, press the floor away. Find that length through the spine. A few more there. If you find that this is too much for the wrists, you can use the chair to just kind of adjust the position a little bit. Take a little bit of weight off the wrists. 2 more. Feel that rounding through the lower back. Let the rest of the spine respond. Inhale, keep the abdominal connection. Think of the abdominals carrying the bones of the spine. You press the floor away. Reach with the crown of the head forward. Last time. And slowly uncurl it. Take hold of one of your little tins. So, in the all fours position, if you need to change that wrist position for the supporting hand, please do so. But just find that you've got 3 anchoring points anchoring down. You're wrapping the hand around your tin or your weight. Your arm will be slightly out to the side so that you can have a straight arm. You want to keep the weight on those 3 points even. Keep lengthening the crown of the head and the tailbone away. And then think of reaching with the arm back, but also thinking of that little bit of thoracic extension. We bring the hand back down. And we reach back again, adding that little bit of thoracic extension. Keep growing in both directions. Now with the arm pulling back, make sure that you reach the hand towards the pelvis, but you're not going higher up. Think of reaching in opposite directions rather than thinking of high. Again, abdominals connect in, lengthen the spine, press the floor away on the opposite side, and we reach back. Good. Exhale. Feel that reach with the crown of the head forward. Think of the opposite arm and leg that's weight bearing, just balancing the weight between the two. On this next pull, as you pull the arm back, keep that hand reaching back. We're going to a little tricep bend and extend. Want to keep the elbow, that upper arm in the same position, just focusing on the bend and then lengthening through the arm. Trying to reach with the tin back rather than towards the ceiling. Good. Keep thinking about that left arm, that right shin, the abdominals connecting in, lengthening through the spine. Last 2 there. Last one, keep that arm straight. Turn the palm flat. And then we reach with the arm out to the side in line with the shoulder. Keep that thoracic spine active. And we pull the arm back towards the pelvis. Reaching wide. And exhale, we pull back. Now try and really focus on balancing the weight through the right and the left side of the body so perfectly that there's no shifting in the movement. Reaching away from the body. Keep balancing internally. 2 more. And we pull. And one last time. And we pull. We turn the palm back. We bring the arm back down. Take this arm through. Do a little thread the needle just to give that upper back a little bit of a stretch. One more breath. Slowly come back. Switch over to the opposite side. I'm just turning around so that you can see me. Again, make sure that you line up knees over the hips and you've got the hand under the shoulder. We've got the other hand slightly out to the side if you've got really long arms. Keep thinking energetically of reaching the crown of the head and the tailbone away from each other. We bring the arm back, thinking of a little bit of thoracic extension, almost like your heart is reaching forward, and we bring the arm down. And a second time, find that reach in opposite directions. We reach back, and we come back through. Now use the breath here to kind of fill you, and also give you a little bit more space with every inhale and exhale. Really just think of using the breath here to try and give you more length, give you more connection, give you more space where you need it. We've got 4 left on this side. 3, 2. Last one, I had to catch myself, needed a little bit of abdominals there. We keep the arm back, we bend and we extend. Think about the abdominals here. Think about how your body is distributing the weight. Should be as though there is still 2 arms and 2 legs attached to the floor, helping you balance. Good. 5 more. Think of the elbow there, making sure that we're not hyperextending through that joint. resistance is not very heavy, but hopefully it's making you think, helping you think how you work with those joints. The next one, we keep the arm extended. We reach the palm down. Now we reach wide as we move out to the side. We pause in line with the shoulder. We bring the arm back. We keep that thoracic active. We reach out to the side, wide with the shoulder blade, and we bring the arm back. And reach wide. And I'll bring the arm back. Think of that elbow of the balancing arm. Check in with that elbow. Make sure that bicep is active enough that there's no hyperextension anywhere. 2 more. And we reach back. And last one. Slowly reach back. We can go into a thread the needle there. Think of where you're anchoring through the legs. Think of the chest rotating towards the wall. Find a comfortable position for the head and the neck. And then think of how much more rotation the spine is willing to find in that position. 1 more breath. We slowly come back, untucking the arm. Now these 2 options, we're going to do a bit of a planking series and a few different variations. So using our front plank and our side plank. For those of you who prefer not doing the full plank, you can go into a knee hover where you've got the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. We float the knees up. You hold it while we hold our plank, and when we go into our side plank, you can go back into that thread the needle. Go into your hover again, and as we go into our side plank on the other side, you can go into your thread the needle. So the idea with the planks is just a little bit of connection, just a little bit of breath work, just a little bit of strong work before we lie on our backs. So sit up in your all fours again. Make sure you've got enough space behind you. We slide 1 foot out, really straighten through that knee, pull the quad up, tilt the pubic bone under, watch those elbows. We extend the second leg out and we hold the plank. And I just want you to take full breaths here. Just think about pressing the floor away, really resisting the pull of gravity down. If you've got the knees just hovering off the floor, the same idea here. Keep that connection in the abdominals. The closer the knees are to the floor, the deeper you have to work. And keep watching the weight of the head. Make sure the weight of the head doesn't drop down. We've got our feet hip width apart here. 2 more breaths. Last breath, place the hand, 1 hand in the middle so that you can rotate into your side plank position there. Now keep pressing the floor away with the shoulder, but remember not to lift the pelvis up out of that T yet. Really feel the connection all the way down to the floor. Feel the lift and the press all the way away from the floor. We hold it for 2 more breaths. We hold it for 1 more breath. Stay in your thread the needle if you're in your thread the needle. We go up into a side stretch. We hold it for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, 1. We come back to the T position. We slide the hand back in, rotate back into our plank. We're back in our plank. We hold our plank. So if you're not doing the plank with us, you're in the 4-point kneeling, knees up position here. Find the breath. Keep pressing the floor away. Keep building up that internal heat in the body. Really just find all those strong muscles, all those connections. If you find that this is too much for the wrists, again, you can rest with the forearms on the chair instead of using the hands and the wrists here. 2 more breaths. Last breath, finding that you bring the other hand to the center. Rotate into that side plank. Press the floor away. Think about the head and the neck there. Think about anchoring through the feet, lifting and pressing away from the bottom hand. Breathe. Let those muscles quiver a little bit. You would be in your thread the needle to the opposite side. If you're doing the all fours version, 1, we go into our side bend, lift and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to your T position. We slide the hand back to the mat. We come back into our front support position. Now join us in the front support. If you were doing the knee hover, we go into front support. 1 leg pulls in and we slide it out. 2 and out, alternating legs. 3, out. 4, out. 5, out. 6, out. 7, 8, 9, keep connecting. 10, lifting up into the up stretch, or you can go into your rest position if you prefer. Feel that you're stretching the mat away with the heels of the hands and with the heels of the feet. If you feel that you want to do a couple of prances in the upstretch position, feel free to do so. If you're in the rest position, you can creep the fingertips over to one side of the mat to give you a little bit more of a lateral stretch. We'll do 3 more prances each way, nice and slow, like you're treading through water. Last 2. Last 1 each way. Now, if you're already in the rest position, just transfer the body into a seated position. If you're in your upstretch, hinge back, knees go very low to the floor. Back is very straight. We jump through the legs. Come to sitting down. And then before we start rolling back, so if anyone finds with exercises like hundreds and double leg stretch that the load of the double lever is a bit too strong for the back, you're welcome to use the chair here when we get to the exercises I'll demonstrate to just have a little bit of support for the weight of the legs. And then also alternate variation that we can do when we get to the rollover for those of you that don't do your rollover. So from the seated position, grab hold of the back of the legs. Anchor down through the feet, get comfortable on the sit bones. Now really lengthen your spine as much as it can lengthen up. And then try and see if you can find a little bit more length back. Exhale, we just come back to lengthen up. And inhale, feel that you can lengthen back a little. Open that chest, open that heart. Find that length up. And slowly find a little bit of an arc back. 1 more. I always imagine that I'm able to let the upper part of my thoracic spine bend over my scapula. So see if you can find that little bend over the scapula. We come back up. You can hold on to the legs here if you want to for the roll back. So letting the lower back down, allowing the spine to roll down and away from the legs. Or you could opt to have the arms just reaching like we would in the roll up. Now I want you to go as far as you can go. So if you can take the head, neck, and the chest down, do so. And then on the inhale, we start the lift. We slowly make our way back up. And we lengthen the spine at the top. So if you were holding on to the legs, just feel that you roll as far as you really can focus on the abdominals rolling into the pelvis. It doesn't matter if you're not going any further than that. It's all about the curve and how deeply you can connect into the curve. Lengthen the spine when you get to the top. 1 more. Find that you move as far as you can move. Find as much control in that articulation as you can find. Inhale, head, neck, and chest is up. You can grab hold of the legs if you need to. Peel the spine up. This time we roll the spine down to where we lie down. So last breath in. Slowly flex the spine. As the spine comes down, bring the hands down to the side. Shuffle the feet closer, so about the length of a foot away from the pelvis. Parallel stance in the feet. Inner thighs are nice and active. pushing into big toes, little toes, and the heels, we go into imprint for the pelvic curl. Tip the pubic bone up. Gently pull the heels towards you as you articulate up through the spine. Open up through the top of the hips. Breathe in at the top. Melt down through the sternum first, through the ribs, through the spine, bringing the pelvis down and returning to neutral. We breathe in again. Find your little tilt. Gather through the abdominals. Let the pubic bone lead the way as you roll up. Inhale at the top. Exhale to slowly roll the spine down. One vertebra at a time. And again, enjoy the changes of the curvature of the spine. Tilt. Gather through the abdominals. Use the back of the legs. Use those hamstrings to help carry you up. Keep that awareness of the thighs and the knees reaching towards the feet, that parallel stance. We breathe in and we slowly roll down. Now, if your thoracic spine needs a little bit of stretch, let's add a little bit of stretch. So pelvic curl up. When you get to the top, allow the arms to reach back. Try and keep the arms as parallel as possible. And as the spine melts down, imagine that someone is pulling your arms in the opposite direction, making it more challenging for you to flex the spine, but keep working on that flex. Bring the arms down. Again, we tilt the pubic bone in. We articulate the spine up. Find the connection in the back of the legs. Keep those inner thighs active. Keep the tilt of the pubic bone up. We reach with the arms up and back. And then find that imaginary force pulling you in one direction while you're rolling the spine in the opposite direction. And we bring the arms forward and down. Now we change the sequencing a little bit. As we roll up, we take the arms back. Really focus on that balance between the right and the left side of the pelvis. Make sure the pubic bone is the highest point and melt the spine down as the arms come down. Find that lightness in the arms there. And again, tilt the pelvis, feel the articulation, reach with the arms back as you go up. Breathing in, and on the exhale, melt the spine down. When the arms come to in line with the shoulder, just pause there, let the spine continue to roll down. Rotate the palms and open the arms into a T position. Make sure that that placement of the arms is accurate. Sure that the chest is lying nice and flat. We just start by rolling one leg onto the other side, literally peeling the spine segmentally sideways as we go. Really gather from that lower part of the waist. Really use those inner thighs to bring the body back. And then slowly, same action to the other side, segmentally peeling up that unit. Letting it drive through the back. Lengthen. And then connect in through those obliques as you come back. Now you're welcome to stay with this variation. Keep working on that rotation, or you can bring the legs up to tabletop. The legs at tabletop, inhale across to one side. And exhale, really peel back through the back of the ribs. Bring the pelvis back, bring the legs back. And we go across to the other side. Now the front ribs connect to the back ribs. Really keep that connection through the center of the body. And exhale, we come back. Now you're welcome to stay with this variation if you want to add a little bit more. We rotate across. We keep the knees together as we straighten the top leg. Feel how that changes the movement. Bend the leg, and we come back to the center. Inhale across, and lengthen the leg. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Bend the leg, make it precise, and we come back. One more each way. Choose the variation that works for you. We go across, peeling up, keeping the connection of the ribs, adding the length if you want. Bringing that length back, connecting back into the center. As we come back, good. Lower the legs when you're finished. One comes down, the other comes down. Interlace the hands behind the head. Find a good position there, supporting the back of the skull, finding length through the neck. Remember, the purpose here is to support the head, not to pull on it. And then slide the shoulder blades down and feel how you can allow the rib cage to roll and bring the head, neck, and the chest up. At the top, engage the abdominals deeper, circle the arms around, lift yourself a little higher, reach with the arms up, reach with the arms back, interlace the hands behind the head, and then peel the head, neck, and the chest down. And at the bottom, on the exhale again, feel that rib cage move, helps bring you up, circle the arms around, reach with the arms up, reach with the arms back, bring the hands behind the head, and we bring the head, neck, and the chest down. Inhale, and exhale, connect. Really shorten that connection through the abdomen. Circle around. Do you have a little bit more? Can you hold on to that little bit more? Can you interlace the hands and hold that height? And then slowly coming down. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, find a good lift. Circle the arms around. Find a little bit more height. Find that reach of the arms back. This time we're going to stay up. We're going to reach with the hands back behind the head. On the exhale, rotate towards me. And inhale, come to the middle. Rotate away from me. And come back to the middle. Now think about both shoulder blades tipping in the same direction. And we rotate across. Both shoulder blades go in the same direction. Good. 3 more each way. Exhale. And come back to center. Inhale. And we find out. Exhale. And come back to center. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale. Back to center. Inhale. Good. Gather through those muscles. Make sure that the fatigue does not kick in. The last repetition has to be the best one, the deepest one. We go across. We come back. Now reach with the arms to the legs. Bend the elbows. Lift yourself a little higher up. Pull the legs a little closer. Bring them all the way in. Grab hold of the ankles. We're going to rock until we roll like a ball. So gentle little movements. Keep thinking of looking internally and to the belly button. Really enjoy that massage through the spine. Start finding that rhythm. Feel the biceps helping you hold that shape. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale back and exhale up. 2 more here. Massage through the spine. Last one. Now in our lifted position here, if you want to use the chair for your hundreds, you can place the legs on the chair and roll the spine down. If you prefer the tabletop position or the more traditional hundreds position, we're going to bring the legs to tabletop as we roll back. Good. Keep the legs there. Let the head, neck, and the chest go down. We breathe in to prepare. On the exhale, legs can stay tabletop, legs can go up, legs can reach away or rest on the chair. We go into our hundreds position. We breathe in and exhale, small, deep little movements, keeping the arms close to the body. Little energetic press. Don't let the arms take over from the rest of the movement. Focus on connecting in, squeezing those legs together. Any stage, if you feel that the load becomes too much, bend the legs to tabletop. I was wondering whether I should give us a little break between, but I think Emma needs to get it out of her system. So Emma, this one's for you. Last 2. Last one. Bring the legs back in. Hug them in close. Grab hold of the feet again. We're going to rock again. Feel that movement. Find a little bit of momentum. Keep that deep connection in the abdominals. Keep that bend in the elbow. Use those biceps to help you kind of connect and maintain into that shape. 2 more. Last one. As we tilt up, we breathe. We're going to roll the spine all the way down. For the leg circle, if you need a little bit of support, one leg rest on the chair, other leg reaches up, or you can bend it to tabletop. You're happy to go into your full variation. We've got one leg anchoring down, other leg reaching up. Hands can be low down, close to you, or out to the side. Dorsiflex the foot, we cross the midline, and inhale, we circle the leg. Exhale, we make the next circle. Make sure that you keep the pelvis anchored here. This leg is really helping you keep that connection on both sides of the hips. The circle doesn't have to be big. All about finding that space in the hip, finding that dynamic. One more breath cycle, inhale. And exhale, we change the direction. At the top, we go the other way, circle. And again. Inhale for a circle, exhale for the next one. Shoulders are nice and open, anchoring you down. No tension in that upper quadrant of the body except holding yourself onto the floor. Last set. Exhale, grab hold of the leg and give yourself a little bit of a hamstring stretch. If you felt that that was a bit too much, you're welcome to just grab hold of the back of the knee, do the bend extend that we've been doing the last couple of weeks. Hold it for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath, bend the leg, point the toe, slide it down. Switch over to the opposite side. Find that dorsiflexion through the foot. Square the body off. Pay attention to your alignment. We bring the leg across the middle. Inhale, circle, exhale. The next one. Really find that stability in the pelvis, that anchoring through the lower half. And inhale, circle, exhale. Next one. Inhale, exhale. Last time. Inhale, circle, exhale, changing the direction at the top. Now see if you can make each circle the same size. Each repetition has to be complete before the next one begins. And out. Last 2. And out. 1 more breath cycle. In and out. Find that hamstring stretch. Grab hold of the leg. Give yourself a little bit of extra pull. If you need to intensify it, you pull the toes down towards you. And remember, if you need the stretch to be softer, you just hold on to the back of the leg. Just give it a little bit of a release. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Last breath, we bend the leg. Slide the leg out. Reach with the arms back to go into your roll up. Arms come forward as the arms move past the chest. We bring the head, neck, and the chest up. On the exhale, we curl up. Bringing the body with us. Keep hollowing back as you find that C curve at the top. Breathe in. On the exhale, peel the spine down as you go down. Now, if you need a little bit of an assisted version, think about bending the legs as you go down. And see if it helps if you stretch the legs as you go up instead of having the legs straight. At the top, find that seated position. Find that lifted C curve. Find that parallel line with the arms. Make sure the head is not too low. And then glide the pelvis back down. Keep the arms parallel for as long as possible. When you can't roll anymore, we reach with the arms back. Ribs keep connecting down. Inhale. Passing through the chest lift. Find that position and exhale, peel. Really gather in through those inner thighs. Find all those muscles that help find that shape and move that shape. Keep reaching with the arms. Keep finding that tilt in the pelvis. Keep holding on to that tilt in the pelvis. And we reach back. 1 more. I really think of a tilt. I really find as much of a tilt as possible. I try and hold on to that tilt as long as possible as I come up. Nice. When you get to the top there, Breathe in, stack the spine back up, grab hold of your little tuns for a little bit of extra resistance. And then we're going to start with the arms out to the side, the spine tall. If you need to soften the knees to have your straight spine, please do so. Gentle little presses back. Keep connecting the front ribs to the back ribs. Then we press back 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Think of reaching in 2 opposite directions. 6, 7, 8. Rotate the palms up. Lift the arms up a little bit higher and we press back 1 and 2 and 3. Really feel that upper back area move. Think about the head and the neck placement. Make sure you're not pressing so far back that you're creating tension in the neck and the shoulders. 1. Now we lift the arms all the way up. We draw the shoulder blades down and we press back while we grow tall. And 2. Good. And 3. Now, if you need them a little bit wider there so that you can keep those shoulder blades down, go for that little bit of a wider position. 4, 5, 6, well done. 7, 8, bring the arms out to the side. Keep squeezing the legs together. Let's do a little spine twist. 1, 2, come to center. And the spine twists and come to center. And 1, 2, return to center. 2 more each way. Keep reaching with the arms in opposite directions. Make sure that that twist is coming from the spine, not from the arms. Last one each way. Good. We can lower the tins down. Bring the legs back to tabletop. Going into our second little set of abdominal work. So remember, with double leg stretch, if you need a bit of support for the lower back, you can have the feet resting on the chair, or you can just choose to leave the legs at tabletop. If you need to support the head instead of the arm movement, do so. If you want to follow us for the traditional position, legs are pulling in just beyond 90. Inhale, we reach back. Exhale, really pull in as the legs come in and reach. And exhale in as the legs come in. And 3, reach. And exhale in. Keeping it nice and deep, slow and controlled. Try and get those muscles to work a little bit harder rather than working a little bit faster. 2 more. Last one. Single leg stretch. Now, if you want a little bit more, one hand on top of the knee, one hand reaching to the ankle, and we swap without too much rocking of the chest. If you need the hands behind the head, feel free to support the neck. Keep working with those abdominals. 4, 5, 6. Keep those toes at the same height. 7. Last one. 8. Pause with the legs. Bring the hands to the back of the head. Rotate the chest towards that thigh. And we swap. 1. And to the right. And 2. Switch. And 3. Keep thinking about both shoulder blades. Moving the same way. Moving in the same direction. 5. 6. Very good. 7. Last one. 8. Come back to the center. Hug the knees into the chest. Lower the head, neck, and the chest down. For those of us who do our rollover, we're going to do our rollover next. If you need to grab your foam roller to put underneath the pelvis, feel free to grab your foam roller. And if you don't do the rollover and you're looking for a different variation, you can use the chair, placing the feet there just to do a different version of your pelvic curl, just a different kind of stretch through the spine as you articulate the spine up and down. We're going into our roll over. We bring the feet back to tabletop. Arms are pressing down by the side, knees and ankles squeeze together. Keep gathering through the abdominals as the legs reach away. Bring the legs to 90. Press down into the arms. Use the abdominals to peel the spine over. Keep those legs parallel to the floor. Flex the feet. Open to shoulder width if you can. If you've got more reach, the tailbone keeps reaching up as the toes lower down. Melt the spine down. Slow and controlled. We're not racing anywhere today. Once you reach that perpendicular point, the toes, circle the legs around. We come back to 90. Engage those tummy muscles. Up and over we go. Keep reaching with the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Flex open. Keep that reach of the tailbone if you lower the legs down. Melt the thighs down over the body as you roll down. Point the toes. Circle the legs. Bring the feet together. One more inhale. And exhale, abdominals to carry us over. Good. Flex. Open the feet shoulder width. Tip down if you need to. Really lengthen the legs. Really lengthen through the spine in the opposite direction. Melt the spine down. Once the legs have circled, just pause. Bring them back to perpendicular. Lift the arms up and open them out to the side. Corkscrew, we go across to one side. Circle the legs around, come back to the middle. And inhale across to the opposite side. Exhale, circle the legs around. That hip lifts up, comes back to the center. Inhale, alternating sides. Circle around and come back across. Bigger circle now than when we did our leg circles and back. Last one each way. Bend the legs in. One last time, grab hold of the ankles. Bring the head, neck, and the chest up. Create the ball shape. Bend the elbows slowly. Start rocking the spine. Massaging through the spine. Do 2 full rolling like balls before you come to balancing at the end. I need to do one more. I was a little off center there. Just open the legs out to the side. Just let the hips feel a little free. If your chair is nearby, you can lean onto it. Otherwise, you can creep with your fingertips forward. Just allow the hips to open a bit here. If you feel that this is not necessarily comfortable enough for you at this stage, we're just transitioning up so the knees can come together. We're going to roll to a kneeling position and then come up to standing and use the chair for our lunge that we would normally do on the reformer. So we line up the knee and the heel on the chair. Toes are reaching forward. Back foot is parallel with the toes also pointing forward, and then, sorry if my head leaves the frame, but then find a lift through the spine. Keep tilting the pubic bone forward. Open up through the front of the hip. Lift the chest high. If you find that your arms are not long enough to reach the chair, feel free to rest with an arm on one leg. Hold it for one more breath. Now we slide the pelvis back as we go into a hamstring stretch, keeping our back straight, most important of all. Square hips, the weight through the right and the left side is nice and even. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Bend the leg. Find that same reach forward. This time, place the hand down next to the foot. Little bit of a book opener. We reach with the arm up and rotate up towards the ceiling. Back leg is straight. Feel the quad of that back leg working to help keep that knee straight. One more breath. We bring the body back, place the hands on the chair, slide the foot off, and just go back to a bit of a stretch. Maybe a stretch for the hamstrings, maybe a nice stretch for the shoulders. It may be a little bit of both. And when you're ready, we bring our second foot up onto the chair. Other side. Knee and ankle lining up. Toes of the back foot is pointing towards the chair. We find that lift through the spine and the sternum. Keep that squareness in the hips. If you need to balance on the leg, feel free to balance on the leg. Breathing in for 3 more. 2 more. Last one. We place the heel down. Think of how the pelvis transitions back there. Make sure that right and that left side is working together. Remember that it's not important whether you have a bent leg or a straight leg here, but we do want you to have a straight spine. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Find a softening through that knee again. We bend back in. Place that hand down next to the foot, reaching into our book opener stretch. Pelvis stays squared to the chair. Chest rotates to the top. Keep that back leg completely straight. Breathing in 2 or 3 breaths. Last one. Bringing the hand down. Slide the leg back. Go back into that up stretch. Make sure the pelvis is square. You're lifting up from the armpit so you're not dropping through that shoulder joint. And then we reach with the opposite hand towards the leg, whether you reach to the knee or the calf or the heel, depends on you. Then rotate the chest to open up. Keep reaching, pressing into the hand forward. Keep working through that arm and shoulder to find length. Keep reaching with the tailbone back. Keep stretching the crown of the head in the opposite direction to the pelvis. And we bring the hand back up. Bring the hand across to the opposite side. Again, tailbone reaches back, energy through the arm forward, spine rotates. Keep reaching back with the hips. 3, 2, 1, derotate. Bring the hand back down. Let the arms come all the way down to the floor. Crown of the head hangs down. Weight through the toes as well as the heels. We soften the knees to just start. We let the pelvis roll under. We roll the spine all the way up. Keep connecting in and up through the abdominals. Chin comes down to the chest. Spine rolls down. So instead of our spine stretch today, I'm just using our roll down. Standing alternative, soften the knees as you go down. Crown of the head is dangling. Draw the abdominals in and up. Let the pelvis tuck under. Let the spine pull back down into the pelvis. The legs straighten as you come up. One more to help us go down to the ground. Chin comes to the chest. Roll the spine down. Now when you get to the bottom, we are going to walk into our plank. So I'm going to need a bit of space. So my hands are going to go forward, my legs are going to go back. Find your front support position there. We're going to do 6 push-ups. So tricep push-ups, bringing the elbows in towards you and up. Thank goodness the chair is there to just catch me before I have to bend too far. Little assist today. And up. 4. And up. 5. And up. Last one. 6. Press up. Bring one knee down. Bring the other knee down. Sit back towards the rest position. Just take a moment there. Bring the legs back through. Swing them to the front. You can open up the front of the hips. Use the stretches here to do our shoulder bridge. So we roll the spine down, pull the feet towards the pelvis, press with the hands down, open the shoulders, rolling up through our pelvic curl. Exhale all the way to the top. And really, if you need to support the pelvis, use the hands there. Keep the pelvis square as you go into your single leg lift, as you straighten the leg up to the ceiling. And then Dorsiflex the foot at the top. Plantar flex as we reach down. Dorsiflex as we reach up. 2 and up. Good. Keep working through that standing leg. 3 and up. Keep checking in with the pelvis nice and square. 4 and up. Last one. 5 and up. Bring the leg up to the ceiling. Make sure the hips are square. We're pulsing up with the bottom leg. 10. Make sure that pulses into the glute. It's not into the back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay up. Cross that ankle over the opposite thigh. You're in that figure 4 stretch. Roll the spine down. 1 roll up. Tilt the pubic bone up. Roll the spine up. At the top, place this foot down, switching over to the other side. Tabletop, extend the leg up, dorsiflex the foot for a stretch, check that the pelvis is square, plantar flex as we go down, and up. 2, and up. 3, and up. 4, keep that control through the center. 5 and up, pause at the top. Pulsing up, really working on that bottom glute. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross the foot over. Rolling down. Inhale at the bottom. On the exhale, we roll back up. Uncross the leg, place the foot down. Make sure the tilt of the pubic bone is high. The last pelvic curl, roll the spine down. Good. Lengthen the legs out. Roll onto the side. Bring the hand underneath the shoulders. So if you're looking for a challenge, try this lifted position for our side kick. If you need a little bit more support, you can keep that forearm down. Both legs are straight, really lifting up the waist. Lift the top leg, keep thinking about the top shoulder, and then exhale, we kick forward for 2, and we kick back for 2, and we kick forward for 2, and we reach back for 2, and we kick forward for 2, and reach back for 2. 3 more, forward for 2, back. Exhale, inhale. 2 more, exhale, inhale, last one, exhale, inhale, bend that back leg, grab hold of the foot and give yourself a little bit of a quad stretch. Try and keep that knee from lifting up, keep lifting out of that bottom shoulder. Bring that leg to the side. Good. Now bring the body up. Everyone has asked me this week about their mermaid. So grab hold of one of your tins. Going to do the mermaid on the side before we go to the other side. So we set up in our mermaid position. We've got the tin underneath the hand. We start by reaching with the other arm out to the side. We slide out on that diagonal, keeping that connection through the underside waist, and we rotate around. Now I just place this hand down next to my tin. Reach back out to the side, pivot the chest back, and then pull on the tin to help bring you back up. 1 more, we slide the tin away. We rotate around as we bring the spine around. Really feel that opening across the back, keeping the shoulders square. We pivot back. And we come back up. Now we go into that studio variation that we all know, where we go out and we pivot around in that rotation. But then coming back, we go into lateral flexion and we come back up. 1 more. Sliding out, pivot around, go into that lateral flexion and then come back up. Swing the legs across to the other side. We start with our side kick. Good setup position for that shoulder. Lifting up through the waist, legs reaching long. Think about the shoulders here. Think about the direction of the elbow. We lift the leg up and exhale, it comes forward for 2. Inhale, it goes back for 2. Exhale, forward for 2. Inhale, back for 2. Exhale, forward for 2. Inhale, back for 2. Forward for 2. Back for 2. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale. Inhale, bend the back leg. Grab hold of the leg. Give that quad a little bit of a stretch. Keep it from flying away like mine did. Try and keep reaching that thigh down. Keep lifting up out of that bottom shoulder. And then we let go of the foot. We come to a sitting position ready for our mermaid on the other side. So we slide away. Really rotate around. Really gather in through those obliques. Really feel those rotators turn you. We rotate back out and we pull the body up. And one more out and reach around. And rotate back out and pulling back up. Studio version. We go out. We rotate around. Find our side lateral stretch. And we come up. One more. Away. Find that T. Reach around. Find that side stretch. Bring the body up. Now just leave the weight where it is. Bring your legs to the front. Going to practice our hip circles prep again. So if you need to be on the elbows, feel free to go onto the elbows. Otherwise, we reach with the arms back. We lift the legs up. Have a straight spine. Then inhale, we go across to one side. Exhale, we circle around and come back. We do 5 in one direction before we change direction. If you need the modification, you can just be on the elbows with the straight legs, or you can even have bent legs if you need less leverage. One last one in this direction. Pause at the top, change the direction. Inhale and circle. 2 and circle. Work through that waist. 3 and we circle. 4 and we circle. 5 and we circle. We already have the legs in teaser. Find that lift through the spine up. Legs stay still. Upper body rolls down. Now if you don't do your teasers, just come back to your pelvic curl for now. 2 and up. 3 and up. 4 and up. Last one. 5 and up. Bend the legs. Rolling onto the front, bringing both tins with you for our back extension. Lying where you've got the legs straight and together. You also have the tins in front of you with the palms resting on the tins. I'm just keeping my head slightly lifted so that you can hear me speak, but have the forehead down so that it really feels as though the face is between the arms. We start by just shrugging the shoulder blades down into the back pockets and then letting them glide forward again. Now, this gliding action is happening with the abdominals recruiting, really finding energy through the legs. 2 more. Last glide of the scapula. Now we add our thoracic extension here. So we let the shoulder blades connect onto the back of the ribs. We start peeling and reaching with the sternum and the chest forward. There's this little bit of a pull towards you, but there's also a downward pressure and a reach with the chest forward. The bottom ribs stay down. Once you find your lifted position, we slowly lower back down. If you find that adding that extension is too much for you, then just find a little extension there, just that little lift of the sternum, that little lift, that little reach with the crown of the head. Everyone's level of extension is different here. 1 more. Front ribs are reaching down and forward on the mat, letting my eyes travel along on the mat in front of me. Pressing down into the hands to get my lift. If you need a little rest, you can rock the pelvis from side to side. If you've got that strength to work a little bit more in the back, find that lift through the arms. Reach with the arms all the way back to the side body. And we reach forward. Keep connecting in with those abdominals, 2. And we reach forward. Now, if this one's a bit too much for you, just press back into your rest position for a moment. We're going to continue into our swimming now, and you're welcome to join us for our swimming. One last reach with the arms back. Keep reaching with the sternum forward. As the arms come back and front, we bring the head to between the arms. We float the legs up. We prepare opposite arm and leg up and swap. 2, swap. 3, 4, 5. Find your hundreds breathing. 7, 8. 2 more breath cycles. 10. Slowly lower the arms and the legs down. Bring the hands back. Press with the elbows down. Press back into your rest position. Find space in the rib cage as you breathe in and out. Allow your body a moment or 2 to just adjust. Two more breaths. 1 breath. Slowly pull the spine back into the pelvis. If you're uncomfortable in the sitting position, tuck the toes. Change the sitting position. Bring the crown of the head up. Find length through the spine. Close the eyes and have the arms just in an open position. We breathe in. And we breathe out. 4 more breaths. Breathe in. And breathe out. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. And out. 1 last breath in. And out. Bringing the toes out. Slowly tipping back onto the feet. Coming to a roll down to just complete the session. Let the knees be soft. Let the head dangle. Inhale to prepare. On the exhale, slowly pull the spine into the pelvis. Gently make your way up. Find that even connection on both sides. Find that the shoulders come up over the rib cage, that the head and the neck lifts up over the shoulders. And hopefully you're ready for the weekend that's almost here. Thank you, everyone.